Stop scrolling for a second, because if you're hearing this right now, something is already shifting around you. You weren't supposed to miss this message, not today. Tell me this, have you felt a strange pull lately? A sudden change in your mood, your thoughts, or the people showing up in your life? Because the new moon arriving this November isn't gentle, it's rewriting the direction your life is heading in, and the signs are already starting to show. Chosen ones, this isn't random energy. This is the moment when old paths lose their power, new patterns begin forming, and your spirit starts moving toward the future that matches your true calling. And the wild part is, you can feel it. Something's different, even if you can't explain it yet. You're here right now because this shift is meant to bring clarity, closure, and alignment. And if any part of you has sensed that life has been rearranging itself in the background, you're not imagining it. Stay with me, because once you hear the 6 signs of this new moon energy, everything happening in your world will suddenly make sense. This is your confirmation that your destiny is already being rewritten. One of the first signs this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the unexpected wave of emotional clarity that hits you out of nowhere. It's that moment when you suddenly see what's been weighing you down, what's been distracting you, or what's been silently draining your energy. Things that once felt confusing or emotionally tangled start becoming easier to understand. You may notice yourself thinking, wait, why was I even holding on to that? Or that's not who I am anymore. This shift happens because the new moon energy clears the fog that's been blocking your inner voice. You begin recognizing what truly matters and what doesn't fit your life anymore. For example, maybe someone's behavior that you tolerated for months now feels completely unacceptable. Or maybe a dream you put aside suddenly feels important again, and you can't ignore it. This isn't moodiness, it's alignment. Your emotions are recalibrating to match the person you're becoming, not the person you used to be. This kind of clarity is powerful because it helps you make decisions from confidence instead of confusion. It shows you what deserves your heart, your time, and your energy. And once this clarity arrives, it becomes almost impossible to go back to old emotional patterns. Another clear sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden urge to let certain things go, even things you once thought you would never outgrow. You might feel a quiet but strong pull to distance yourself from habits, routines, or relationships that no longer reflect who you're becoming. This release doesn't feel dramatic. It's more like an inner knowing that says, I'm done with this, even if you can't explain why. You may notice yourself losing interest in conversations that drain you, stepping back from people who bring chaos, or dropping behaviors that keep you stuck in the same emotional cycles. For example, you might find yourself avoiding someone whose energy always feels heavy, deleting old messages, rearranging your environment, or cleaning out items that carry emotional weight. These small actions are signs that your spirit is preparing space for something better. This urge isn't about running away, it's about clearing room. When a new chapter is forming, the old energy naturally becomes uncomfortable. You begin recognizing what has expired in your life and what no longer supports your growth. Letting go becomes easier because the new moon is guiding you toward alignment, clarity, and expansion. It's your soul's way of saying, make space, something new is coming. One of the strongest signs that this new moon is reshaping your destiny is the sudden increase in your intuitive awareness. You may start sensing things before they happen, picking up on people's intentions more quickly, or feeling guided towards certain choices without needing logical explanations. It's like an internal antenna becomes sharper, and you begin noticing what your mind used to overlook. You might catch yourself saying, I don't know why, but something feels off, or I'm being pulled toward this for a reason. These moments are not random. They're signals that your inner guidance is becoming more active, trying to lead you toward the path aligned with the next version of your life. For example, you might feel unusually alert around certain people, suddenly inspired to make a change you've avoided, or get a subtle nudge to slow down, act, or pay attention. Even small decisions, like choosing a different route, reaching out to someone unexpectedly, or pausing before reacting, can hold meaning during this phase. This heightened intuition is your spirit's way of helping you avoid unnecessary setbacks and recognize opportunities faster. It comes in quietly but powerfully, reminding you that you're being guided, protected, and prepared for what's ahead. When your intuition grows louder, it's because your destiny is shifting in the right direction. Another powerful sign that this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden appearance of opportunities you weren't even looking for. These can show up quietly, almost casually, but they carry meaningful potential. It might be a message from someone you haven't spoken to in months, a chance to start something new, or an unexpected idea that sparks excitement. These opportunities often come when you least expect them. Maybe you receive a job offer that aligns better with your purpose, or you stumble upon an opening you never considered before. Maybe someone mentions a project, collaboration, or direction that feels strangely right, even though it wasn't part of your original plan. What makes these moments special is the timing. They show up exactly at the point when you've released old energy, gained clarity, and become more aligned with who you truly are. It's almost as if the universe responds instantly once you make space within yourself. Pay attention to the things that catch your interest during this period, conversations that feel meaningful, ideas that light you up, or invitations that feel aligned. These aren't coincidences. They're signs that your path is expanding and new doors are opening to match the destiny that's forming ahead of you. When unexpected opportunities appear, it's often the first glimpse of the future you're stepping into. Another strong sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden feeling of restlessness or anticipation you can't fully explain. It's that strange mix of energy where you're not anxious, but you can't sit still either. Something inside you feels like it's waiting for a shift, even if nothing around you has changed yet. You might notice yourself waking up with more alertness, feeling unusually aware of subtle changes, or sensing that something big is approaching. This feeling often shows up before a major breakthrough because your spirit can sense the transformation long before your mind understands it. For example, you may feel bored with routines that once felt comfortable, or you may catch yourself daydreaming about a new direction without knowing why. You might even experience a sudden urge to prepare, cleaning your space, organizing your schedule, or clearing things that feel outdated. It's your inner world making room for what's next. This anticipation is a sign of alignment, not impatience. Your energy is adjusting to a new frequency, and your body can feel the incoming shift. When restlessness appears without any real cause, it's usually because your destiny is moving faster than your current circumstances. The new moon is preparing you to step into a chapter that matches the person you're becoming. A major sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden realization that you no longer feel connected to the person you used to be. It's not dramatic or emotional, it's subtle, like waking up one day and noticing you've outgrown thoughts, habits, or identities that once felt comfortable. You may look at old situations and think, that doesn't feel like me anymore. The things that once excited you may feel irrelevant. Certain people or environments might not resonate the way they used to. It's not that anything is wrong, it's that your spirit is catching up to a new level of awareness. For example, you may stop reacting to the same triggers, feel less interested in old arguments, or lose the desire to explain yourself to others. You're not becoming distant, you're becoming aligned. This disconnection is actually a sign of growth, a sign that your identity is shifting to match the future you're stepping into. This phase can feel confusing because you're standing between who you were and who you're becoming, but it's also empowering. It means you're moving into a version of yourself that carries more confidence, clarity, and purpose. When you no longer relate to your old self, it's because your destiny is already rewriting you from the inside out. Another powerful sign that this new moon is reshaping your destiny is when something that felt stuck for months suddenly starts moving again. It could be a situation you tried to fix repeatedly with no progress, or a goal that always seemed just out of reach. When destiny shifts, the block begins to loosen, and you start noticing small but meaningful changes. These breakthroughs often come quietly at first. A delayed response finally arrives, a conversation opens up, or someone who once dismissed you suddenly becomes supportive. Even the smallest forward movement can feel significant because it signals that the energy around you is clearing. For example, you might experience clarity in a relationship issue, improvement in your finances, or a sudden breakthrough in personal growth. Maybe you gain new motivation to restart something you abandoned, or you find solutions to problems that once felt overwhelming. This isn't luck, it's alignment. When old obstacles start dissolving effortlessly, it means the new moon is shifting your path toward progress. It's redirecting your energy away from what drains you and toward what elevates you. These breakthroughs are reminders that you're being guided and that the timing for your next chapter is finally beginning to open up. Another clear sign that this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden increase in synchronicities around you. These can show up in many forms: repeating numbers, symbolic dreams, meaningful coincidences, or messages that seem to follow you everywhere you go. It feels as if life is speaking directly to you through signs that are too specific to ignore. You might notice numbers like 111, 222, 777, or 1010 appearing at the perfect moment. You may have vivid dreams that feel more like messages than random thoughts, or you may hear phrases, songs, or conversations that match exactly what you're going through. These synchronicities show up most when your spiritual alignment is shifting. For example, you might think about changing something in your life, and within hours, you see a sign confirming that thought. Or you may be looking for clarity, and suddenly someone says something that answers your question without even knowing it. These aren't accidents, they're signals that your path is being guided. Synchronicities intensify when you're stepping into a new timeline because your awareness becomes sharper. You're more connected to your inner wisdom, and the universe mirrors that back to you through signs. When these moments increase, it's a strong indication that your destiny is being aligned with a higher purpose. A powerful sign that this new moon is reshaping your destiny is the way your relationships begin shifting almost overnight. People may enter your life suddenly, others may fade without conflict, and some connections might change in ways you didn't expect. These shifts happen because your energy is moving into a new phase, and not everyone can walk with you into that next chapter. You might notice certain conversations feel different. Someone you once felt close to may no longer feel aligned, while another person you barely spoke to suddenly becomes more supportive or meaningful. These changes aren't random, they're adjustments happening as you grow. For example, a friend you relied on may start becoming distant, not out of negativity, but because your paths are heading in different directions. At the same time, someone new may appear who understands you on a deeper level, offering the kind of encouragement you didn't know you needed. These transitions often feel surprising, but they bring clarity about who belongs in your future. Rapid relationship shifts are a sign that your spirit is reorganizing your environment. The new moon creates space for healthier, more aligned connections, people who match your growth, your purpose, and the person you're becoming. Instead of forcing old relationships to fit, you start allowing new ones to form naturally. This is how destiny gently rearranges your circle to support your next level. Another powerful sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the growing feeling that you're being pulled towards something meaningful, even if you can't see the full picture yet. It's that quiet inner tug that keeps nudging you forward, pushing you to pay attention to the things that truly matter and let go of what keeps you small. You may notice new ideas forming in your mind at random moments, or you might feel drawn to certain paths, people, or practices that weren't part of your life before. This isn't pressure, it's direction. It's the universe giving you small hints that you're meant for something bigger than the routine you've been living. For example, you might suddenly feel inspired to start a project you've been postponing, follow a new interest, or return to a talent you forgot about. You may even feel uncomfortable staying in situations that once felt safe, because your spirit knows those environments can't support your growth anymore. This sense of being pulled is a sign of alignment. It's your future self calling you forward, urging you to step into the version of your life that reflects your potential. When this feeling grows stronger, It means your destiny is already shifting, and every instinct inside you is encouraging you to rise to the next level. Another strong sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is when certain situations end suddenly, but instead of feeling like a loss, you feel a strange sense of relief or freedom. These endings might surprise you at first, but deep down, you know they're happening to clear space for something better. An ending during this energy doesn't usually arrive with chaos. It comes quietly. A connection fades, a habit naturally stops, a plan falls apart, or an opportunity closes, yet you don't feel the panic you once would have felt. Instead, there's a sense of, all right, maybe this was supposed to happen. For example, someone who used to drain your energy might gradually step out of your life. A job situation that felt heavy might finally shift, or a long-standing conflict may settle without you forcing anything. These moments aren't setbacks, they're redirections. The new moon energy removes what no longer serves your growth so you can move forward without carrying unnecessary emotional weight. And here's the beautiful part. Once something ends, something else quickly rises to replace it. New insights, better connections, and more aligned opportunities show up as soon as the old door closes. These unexpected endings are signs that your destiny is being protected, reshaped, and guided toward a future that fits who you're becoming, not who you used to be. Another powerful sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the noticeable increase in your spiritual sensitivity. You start picking up on shifts in energy more easily, from the mood of a room to the intentions behind someone's words. It's like your inner senses are becoming sharper, and you're feeling things on a deeper level than before. You may find yourself becoming more aware of subtle emotional signals, trusting your instincts faster, or sensing when something is off without needing proof. This isn't overthinking, it's your spiritual awareness waking up. When your destiny is being rewritten, your intuition upgrades so you can navigate the new path with clarity instead of confusion. For example, you might feel a strong pull to pray, meditate, or reflect more often. You may become more sensitive to loud environments, certain people, or overwhelming situations. Music, messages, or conversations might affect you more intensely because you're absorbing meaning instead of just hearing words. This rise in sensitivity is not a burden, it's a gift. It helps you recognize what elevates your spirit and what drains it. It guides you toward the right choices before your mind even catches up. When your spiritual senses become louder and more active, it's a clear sign that your life is aligning with a higher purpose. A meaningful sign that this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the growing feeling that you're being protected or guided by something greater than yourself. Even if things around you seem uncertain, there's a noticeable sense of calm within you, almost like an inner assurance that you're not walking this season alone. You may find yourself avoiding certain situations without knowing why, only to realize later that it saved you from stress or conflict. Or you might feel nudged to take a different path, change your plans, or wait a little longer, and suddenly everything lines up perfectly. These moments are not coincidences, they're signs that you're being watched over. For example, you might receive unexpected help at the right time, meet someone who offers exactly the encouragement you needed, or feel a quiet voice inside saying, "You're going to be okay." Even during challenges, you sense that things are happening for you, not against you. This protective feeling becomes stronger when your destiny is shifting, because the universe guides you away from unnecessary pain and toward experiences that support your growth. You begin trusting your path more, stressing less, and noticing the subtle ways life is helping you move forward. When you feel supported without a clear reason, it's a powerful sign that you're walking in alignment and that your destiny is unfolding exactly as it should. Another powerful sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden sense of peace that arrives after a period of stress, confusion, or emotional chaos. It's that moment when everything finally settles inside you, even if your circumstances haven't fully changed yet. This inner calm isn't forced, it simply appears, almost like your soul is exhaling. You may notice that things which upset you before no longer shake you the same way. Situations that once triggered you now feel easier to handle, Instead of reacting emotionally, you're observing more, understanding more, and accepting what you can't control. This peace isn't about ignoring problems, it's about realizing you're stronger than them. For example, you might go through a difficult conversation and suddenly feel relief rather than guilt. Or something unpredictable may happen, yet you remain grounded instead of spiraling. This is your spirit stabilizing as it aligns with a new direction. This inner peace is a sign of maturity and spiritual alignment. It shows that your heart is no longer tied to old fears, old versions of yourself, or old expectations. When you experience calm after chaos, it means you've stepped into a higher level of self-awareness, and your destiny is preparing you for something more stable, more aligned, and more meaningful. This peace is your confirmation that you're ready for the next chapter. A clear sign that this new moon is rewriting your destiny is when struggles that once overwhelmed you suddenly start feeling smaller, lighter, or easier to handle. Problems that used to drain your energy don't hit you with the same force anymore. It's not that life becomes perfect, it's that you have grown stronger, wiser, and more grounded. You may notice that situations which used to trigger anxiety, frustration, or self-doubt no longer have the same hold over you. Someone's comments might roll off your shoulders instead of sinking into your heart. A pattern that once felt impossible to break now feels manageable. This shift happens because your perspective is changing, you're viewing challenges from a higher level of awareness. For example, you might realize you're no longer affected by old insecurities, or you may stop reacting to negativity that once consumed you. A problem that once felt huge might now seem like something you can solve step by step. When old challenges lose their power, it means your energy has elevated beyond them. You're not fighting the same battles anymore because you've outgrown them. This is one of the clearest signs that your destiny is shifting. You're becoming someone who can move through life with more confidence and less fear. The things that once held you back can no longer follow you into your next chapter. Another powerful sign this new moon is reshaping your destiny is the quiet but undeniable rise of confidence within you. It's not loud or boastful, it's steady, grounded, and real. You start trusting yourself more, questioning yourself less, and feeling more capable even in situations that used to intimidate you. This confidence doesn't come from outside validation, it comes from clarity. When you begin understanding who you are, what you deserve, and what direction you're heading toward, self-doubt naturally starts fading. You stop apologizing for your voice, your needs, and your truth. You start showing up as a stronger version of yourself without forcing anything. For example, you may find yourself speaking more clearly in conversations where you once stayed silent. You might feel more comfortable setting boundaries, saying no without guilt, or choosing what's best for you even if others don't agree. You may notice you're standing taller, thinking more positively, or trusting your decisions with more ease. This rising confidence is a sign of inner alignment. It's your spirit adjusting to a new level of self-worth and possibility. When destiny shifts, the universe strengthens you from within so you can handle the blessings and responsibilities meant for your next chapter. When you feel this new confidence becoming part of you, it's a clear message. You're ready for the life you once thought was out of reach. Another sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is when something you were completely sure about suddenly doesn't feel right anymore. A plan you once trusted may no longer excite you. A path you were committed to might start feeling heavy or out of alignment. This redirection isn't a setback. It's a signal that your spirit is adjusting to a future that matches who you're becoming. You might catch yourself questioning choices that once felt obvious, or you may lose interest in goals you were once passionate about. This shift can feel confusing at first, but there's always a deeper reason behind it. Sometimes the universe pulls you away from something because it knows the outcome won't serve your growth, even if you can't see it yet. For example, you may walk away from an opportunity that looked perfect on paper but didn't feel right in your heart. A long-term plan might suddenly break apart, only for something better to appear shortly after. You might even notice delays or obstacles showing up repeatedly, nudging you to reconsider your direction. This kind of redirection is protection. It's the universe saying, there's something more aligned waiting for you. When a path closes or loses its spark, it means a new one is forming, one that fits your destiny, not your old expectations. This shift teaches you to trust the timing, trust the signs, and trust yourself as you step into a more aligned future. A powerful sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is when hidden truths begin revealing themselves, sometimes in the smallest and most unexpected moments. Things you didn't notice before suddenly become obvious, whether it's someone's true intentions, your own unspoken needs, or patterns you've been repeating without realizing. It feels like you're finally seeing behind the curtain. Conversations hit differently. Behaviors you once excused become clear warnings. You begin understanding why certain situations played out the way they did. This isn't about becoming suspicious, it's about gaining clarity that was long overdue. For example, you might suddenly realize why an opportunity never worked out, or see a relationship in a new light that helps you understand your worth better. You may uncover strengths in yourself that you never acknowledged, or recognize the real reason you felt stuck in a certain part of your life. These revelations come because the new moon energy heightens your awareness. It removes illusions, softens denial, and helps you connect the dots in a way you couldn't before. This kind of truth is freeing. It gives you the power to make better decisions and choose what truly supports your growth. When hidden truths come to light, it's not to hurt you, but to guide you. It's life showing you exactly what you need to know to step confidently into your new destiny. Another clear sign this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden urge to start fresh, not out of frustration, but out of inspiration. You may feel a natural pull to reset your environment, your mindset, or your lifestyle. It's like something inside you is quietly saying, it's time for a new chapter. This feeling doesn't show up dramatically. It's subtle but persistent. You might feel the need to tidy your space, change your routine, or make healthier choices. You could find yourself wanting to update your goals, refresh your wardrobe, reorganize your surroundings, or even redefine your boundaries. These small shifts are signs that your spirit is preparing for a brighter, more aligned season. For example, you may suddenly want to create a new schedule that supports your growth, or you might feel motivated to stop old habits that bring stress. You may start thinking about opportunities that feel more meaningful or relationships that feel more supportive. This desire for a fresh start is your inner wisdom pushing you toward a life that reflects your true potential. This energy signals a rebirth on the inside, a quiet realization that you're ready for something bigger, healthier, and more aligned. When you feel this urge, it's not random. It's confirmation that your destiny is shifting and your spirit is preparing the ground for new blessings to take root. One of the strongest signs this new moon is rewriting your destiny is the sudden realization that you're meant for more than the life you've been settling for. It's that awakening moment when you feel a shift in your identity, not because of anything external, but because your spirit is finally catching up to your true potential. You may notice yourself thinking differently about your future. Dreams that once felt too big start to feel possible. Things you once feared trying now feel exciting. You begin seeing how your past experiences shaped you for something greater, and you finally understand that nothing was wasted. For example, challenges that once discouraged you now feel like lessons. Talents you ignored suddenly feel important. You might even sense that certain blessings or opportunities are closer than you imagined. This isn't wishful thinking, it's alignment. Your energy is expanding, and your view of what's possible is rising with it. This realization is powerful because it changes how you show up. You stop shrinking yourself, you stop settling, you stop doubting your path. Instead, you start moving with purpose, confidence, and a quiet belief that something meaningful is unfolding. When you begin to feel that your destiny is larger than your old fears. It's not imagination, it's confirmation. The new moon is guiding you toward a life that reflects your strength, your growth, and the true purpose you were always meant to step into. Chosen ones, if these signs are showing up in your life, then this new moon isn't just shifting energy around you, it's realigning what's ahead of you. You are stepping into a chapter where clarity replaces confusion, purpose replaces hesitation, and your destiny starts matching the person you're becoming. Everything you've felt, everything that has changed, and everything that is calling you forward is happening for a reason. Here on Cosmic Shift, I want you to remember this. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not stuck. You are being prepared. Every shift you're experiencing right now is getting you toward a future that carries more peace, strength, and alignment than anything you've known before. Before you go, I want you to type this positive affirmation in the comments and claim it for yourself. My destiny is shifting in my favor. Comment it, feel it, and own it, because this energy is working for you, not against you. If this message spoke to your spirit, let me know your thoughts below. And make sure to stay connected with Cosmic Shift for more guidance, clarity, and encouragement on your journey. Your next chapter is already unfolding.